Blogging. There are so many different blogs. For example, you can get food blogs like this, economic blogs, fashion blogs, travel blogs maybe, gentleman blogs, them gentleman's gadgets blogs, educational blogs, blogs for the best plumbers, and then of course there are those blogs about blogs. Now you might be slightly confused at this moment. It is normal. Don't worry. Some of us know blogs as some square or cubic thing that you might play with as a kid. You know, something that might just look like this. Aha! Don't we all remember these? What is this life of blogs and bloggers and blogspots? Well, let's return to the blog about blogs to get some definitions from much wiser people to get us started. A frequent chronological publication of personal thoughts and web links. From weblog, a blog is basically a journal that is available on the web. The activity of updating a blog is blogging, and someone who keeps a blog is a blogger. A weblog is a kind of continental tour with a human guide who you get to know. There are many guides to choose from. Each develops an audience, and there are also camaraderie and politics between the people who run weblogs. They point to each other in all kinds of structures, graphs, loops. A blog is basically a journal that is available on the web. The activity of updating a blog is blogging, and someone who keeps a blog is a blogger. Blogs are typically updated daily using software that allows people with little or no technical background to update and maintain their blog. Posting on a blog are almost always arranged in chronological order, with the most recent editions featured most prominently. Okay, so now that you have a better idea of what a blog is, you might just wonder, how do one start a blog? Well, this is what I did. Type in www.blogger.com. Go to the web page, and then log in. This is a password and it's very confidential, so that's why it's in dots so that you can't see anything. So now that it's in, you click on new blog, you choose yourself a title, blah blah blah, and you see the address has to be whatever you choose your title to be, full stop blogspot full stop.com. So whatever you choose it to be blogspot.com. Okay, this blog actually is available. Now we only have to choose ourselves a template. Let's say we want to make a travel blog. Create blog. Now that you chose a theme, you just have to customize it, and with a few hundred clicks of buttons, voila! There you go, your own blogspot. Really, it's simple. Literally millions of people blog from around the world. It's not just something for young people for geeks or cool folks or Westerners or even for people with their own computers. No, instead it's virtually for anyone with access to a computer and internet once or twice a week. Anyone can start a blog. Let me share a little secret with you. 1 year ago, I knew nothing about blogs. To be honest, I did not use the internet for anything other than Google search or Google Translate. Because yes, I am Afrikaans, and yes, I am bad at English. But that's not the point. One day, on March 21st at 9 a.m. to be exact, I walked into a digital learning short course class, and my life literally changed. Suddenly, I had to design my own blog upon which I had to interact with others, critique one resource tool, and post a link to an interesting educational article or blog. The assessment of the blog was as follows. For what are we looking? Experimentation and engagement with blogging and online resources, creativity, interactivity, and critical insight. I want to see that you had fun with this process, engaged in online learning, and learned a bit about blogging and the usefulness of technology in education. Not how perfect your blog is. This is a process, and I fully appreciate that not all of us are natural techies. This is about embracing new challenges and stepping into the world of our modern school children. And so I did. This course learned me about blended learning, the combination of both online and in-person learning experiences when teaching students. I found it extremely valuable and gained a lot of insight on how to be the best teacher I can possibly be to the students. The world changed constantly, and I feel that one should adapt and use the technology one is offered to a great benefit. I designed a blog and called it Scientifically Proven. As you can see, it is science for the classroom. I created this blog pretending to be a science senior-based teacher, which is my dream job. My aim for this blog is so that my pretend students will go on the blog after school and do some reading up about some of the work, facts, and experiments I've posted. When kids do research they find interesting and easy, they tend to know the work better that they are going through. I will have a brief discussion about my blog. Welcome. Whether it is by accident or with purpose, you are now viewing the blog of Jannica van der Linde, a science teacher in the making. I am currently a BX student at the University of Stellenbosch, and this blog is filled with ideas, pages, and links to help me become a 21st century teacher. My vision is that my future students will engage with this blog and learn more about science while enjoying themselves viewing interesting articles, information, and links. Come and join me on my blended learning journey with Scientifically Proven. This is a bit about me. I am Jannica van der Linde, as you could see right here, and the way that I express my personality on this blog is because I'm absolutely crazy about science, so I love it to post some articles about interesting science facts and findings and experiments and show some ways to make learning easier for the students. And I also put it a little motivational quote from within, reading, "Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending." This is just motivation for my students to start where they are and just build on what they have and make a new ending. Okay, let's go back to the very beginning. And while I'm scrolling down, I'm going to keep talking just to not make this awkward. So, as you can see, the feel of this blog is not schoolish. I did this on purpose, as I do not want the students to feel like they are doing homework and schoolwork, but rather just some interesting research that they came across. It's also not extreme maroon, gold and white, formal, and it's also not crayons and colorful building blocks with the letters ABC on, that's for little kids, but rather to catch the attention of adolescents. That's the teens that are between 13 and 19-year-old. Those are my audience. So this is my very first post. As you could see, all was in chronological order, and this was the first one I made on Wednesday, the 27th of May, 2015. This is the video that our short course kicked off with, and so I found it very great to start my new blog with the same video, and I can encourage everyone to go and watch this video about education and technology in the future. All of the other science facts and interesting information I posted, I found while doing some research and just looking up on different physics. And this is the critique, the app that I chose to critique. The reason I chose this app for the classroom is to improve students' skills, understanding and scientific language in physics. Furthermore, is Complete Physics, the app, which is free and is easy, accessible, understandable for senior phase students with smartphones. It will be efficiently for the senior phase student, as it is not colorful and playful, but rather get to the point with good explanations that is up to the point. Senior students are skilled with their smartphones and will find it fun to use their smartphones in the classroom. It can easily replace the heavy textbooks, as the students can use their smartphones to get the basic relative information they need for a specific class. Then, my lesson plan that I did is on understanding Newton's laws of motion. I added a lot of links for the students to follow with some videos. They just click on the buttons and then they'll go to the link there is. And at the top there's also a page next to home, Practice Makes Perfect. This is some papers that they can work out before writing a test perhaps, which will definitely help them to prepare. So, this is me, and I have just scientifically proven you that even though you consider yourself to be digitally out of date, it is possible and fun for one to design their own blog and to make a Screencast-o-matic voice recording about it. That's all I have for you today. Goodbye. The end. And keep on blogging, you bloggers.